Hey everyone, I'm back. It's Coach Kevin from Caribe Baseball and Softball. And in this week's video, we're going to start showing you the art of hitting. Basic fundamentals of your hitting. Starting with your stance, your load, your stride, and your point of contact. Let's get right into this. Alright, the first part of the art of hitting is your stance. Now, when you get into your stance, you always want to be relaxed. You want to be in an athletic position. Almost all college players, professional players, 1 through 9 in the lineup, they're going to have their own stance. Now, they're all going to be different. They're never going to be the same. But you want to find something that's comfortable for you. Now, I'm going to teach the basic way of in your stance. I'm not going to teach you how other professional players are going to get into their stance. Albert Pujols likes to get into a super wide stance. Giancarlo Stanton will be nice and tight like this with his feet together. I'm not going to teach you that. You develop that as you get older and get more comfortable with your swing and your point of contact and just being comfortable in the batter's box. What I'm going to show you is just the basic fundamental of getting into a proper stance. Try not to copy baseball players and try to mimic their batting stances, because it might not work for you. You got to always find something that you're comfortable in that works for you in the batter's box. As you get older, you'll find ways of how to adjust your body into a way that you want to stand. For now, I'm going to teach you the basics, which is you want to be in an athletic stance a little bit wider than your shoulders, and you want to have a straight line right to the pitcher, just like this. You don't want to be sideways. You don't want to have an open leg. You want to just be basic. And when I tell kids, line up your hitter's swing toe right at the center of home plate, which will have 3 points: the front, the middle, and the back. I always tell kids, it's what you really are comfortable with at the batter's box, but to keep it basic, I always point my toe right at the center point of home plate. And usually what you can do if you're not too sure about your stance, put your bat down. Basically, your stance should be the size of the bat that you're going to use. So right here, that's the size of the bat. That's how wide your feet should be. So if you're not sure, use your bat. And you want to go in with a little momentum. You don't want to be like a statue, just standing flat, just like this. You want to have a little rhythm. That way you can time your swing, because everything with your swing has to do with timing. So when you're getting into your stance, make sure you have your legs slightly bent. Just like if you're playing the linebacker position or you're playing defense in basketball, you want to be in that type of stance where you're a little bit bent and you're comfortable and you can move around. And some people will have their hands down here, some will have them up here or back here. It's your preference. It doesn't make that much of a difference, and you can adjust as you get better at your swing. What I do is I like to lay my back right on my shoulder and just lift it up and slightly bring it to the back here. All right? So it's kind of right behind your shoulder, farther back a little bit. All right? And it's kind of even above my shoulder there. And what I tell kids is when you grab the bat, take your knocking knuckles and line them up together, just like that. At first, you'll probably feel a little bit uncomfortable because you've never done it, but it's the proper way to grip a bat, because it takes your swing into a proper motion right to the ball. So always remember your knocking knuckles, keep them lined up. Your back here. And some kids will move their feet like this. Some people will just tap their toe. Some people just move their hand and their body. Find something that's comfortable to you. There is no exact proper way. It's just being comfortable when you get your stance in. So when you're in your stance, you're nice and comfortable. Bat's back here. Hands tight together. And into a nice little rhythm. what I do for me, what's preferable to me, is I always use my toe. So that way, when I'm looking at the picture, I'm waiting, and I use my toe. Some people would just wag the behind, just like this, and some people do this. So just find your comfort zone. Now that we got into the stance, we're gonna go right into the load. Okay, now that you gathered up your stance, now we're gonna go into our load. The load basically is getting your timing right before the point of contact. So it's really a timing mechanism, and you're shifting your weight of your legs to the back, all right? Because all your power is basically coming from your waist down. So you wanna gather up all that weight, and you wanna be in control and balance. So when you're in your stance, you're coming, before you're taking that stride, you're gathering up that weight all right here in the backside before you get into your stride. So you're strengthening, you're getting it here. Now one thing you want to remember is some kids would jerk while you're getting ready for your load. Some kids jerk their back here, or they're moving this right here. You don't want to move your head or your hands when you're getting into that load position, because what will happen is your timing will be way off and your back will be moving. So when your back is moving here, you're not going to get that proper contact. So when you're in your stance and you're getting ready for that load, you're just shifting the weight from your front to your back leg, back here, and you're ready for that stride. So remember, don't move your hands and jerk them back here. And when you're in your load, try to keep the knob of your back always right at the catcher. You don't want to be aiming it at first base, back at to the backstop. You don't want to have it up to the sky like this. Every professional player, college player, if you watch them, their swing, once they get into their stride, is always the same. Always the same. No matter if their stance is different, they always end up doing the same swing. Their knob is always at the catcher. So when you're in that load, you're coming in and just getting ready to come forward. So all you're doing is getting that balance, get that power ready, all right? And keeping your hands still. Don't move your hands when you're getting into that load position, all right? So you're coming up, load before that stride. So basically your load is shifting your weight all the way to the back. You're gathering all that weight and power right to your back step so you can bring it with force and get a nice violent swing. That will lead us right into that stride. Now that we got our stance and our load, now we're gonna go right into our stride. Our stride is now bringing back all that weight you had back here and bringing it with the force of your swing forward. So when you're taking that stride, you're loading up and you're bringing your foot right out. Some people vary on how they want their stride. Some have a long stride. Some have just a short stride, nothing too long. What I do is I use home plate as an example. When I line my foot up at the middle point of home plate, I just bring it towards the front where my contact is gonna be. Usually my toe is gonna be where I'm gonna make my contact with the ball. And just remember, when you're bringing your stride up, you don't wanna point at the pitcher with your toe like this. You wanna keep it at a 45-degree angle. You don't wanna have it toed in like this because it's gonna take away from your power and your timing of your swing. So what you do is, when you stride, 45-degree angle, as you open up there, try not to open up too much again. So you're coming in, load, stride. One thing you wanna remember, you don't wanna have your knee in the front bend, all right? So you wanna have a straight leg, because once you bend this front knee, you're taking away from your swing, your power, your timing. Your back leg will be in a reverse L. So as you get from the load forward, your front leg will be straight, back leg is bent. You want to be down in an athletic position. You don't want to swing standing straight up like this, because you're not gonna hit the ball with no power. So always remember, your power is from your legs, and some will come from your hands here, when you're tight. So when you're swinging, try to avoid swinging with straight arms like this. All right? You want to have it tucked in, back here. So when you're into your stride, 45-degree angle, firm, knees firm, back leg here, the hips, as you're coming forward here. This is tucked in, and always, always, eye on the ball at the point of contact. So we're going into our stride. It's gonna look like this. Stride, come in. This is tucked in, so you get that extra power. Back leg into a reverse L. Straight leg here. I'm bending forward. You see my shoulder coming back here. My head will always stay between my feet. That way you know you're not lunging forward or you're not dipping too much to the back. One other thing when you're going into your stride, your front shoulder should be just slightly, maybe 9 degrees, will be tilting forward as you swing like this. Don't swing starting like this. All right, so I'm gonna put this back here so I can show you when I'm in my stance and I'm in my load. See how I'm bending my front shoulder? It goes down slightly. Everybody varies. As I'm going into my stride, into my swing, you'll see it change. Now you'll see my back shoulder coming in. And basically, your knob will almost follow your knees into your hips. Always. So when you're coming in, your knee is the same as your back, the knob of your back. Just like this. Some coaches will teach you, let your hips guide you first and let your hands follow. That's fine. That'll give you extra power. But it will take extra practice to make sure your timing is right for them. And one thing I always tell kids, breathe. Breathe when you swing. When that pitcher plants his front foot, you should be breathing in. As he releases and you're making that point of contact, as soon as you make that point of contact, you're breathing out. That gives you a little bit extra on your swing. So I'll be in my stance, get into my load, my hands stay back here. As I'm striding, I'm coming in, firm front side, L shape, I'm in athletic stance, hand stays tight, and I'm always watching the ball. You always want to hit the ball right in front of full plate, not above it, not behind it. Your point of contact will be in the front. So that's your stride right there. Now we're gonna get right into that point of contact. All right, now we got our stance in, our load, our stride, heading to the point of contact, which I'll show you right now. So we're in our stance, our load, which our head and hands never move. Our knuckles are aligned. The knob of the bat is pointing at the catcher. You're heading into that stride, straight, athletic stance, reverse L on your back foot. Elbow is tight to your body. As you're swinging, you're rotating your front shoulder to your back shoulder, and at all times, my head is staying between my feet. Right to the point of contact, right here. You're always watching the ball hit the bat. And one thing I want you to remember is try not to flicker the bat as you swing. Some kids like to just flicker the bat like this, which is not good because what you're doing is you're moving the bat out of its position at the point of contact. One other thing is, always remember, as you're making that point of contact, you gotta remember that your palms up, palms down, knowing that your knuckles are lined up, your knocking knuckles that is, just like this. One thing you gotta avoid is keeping the hand out. I see it all the time on the field where kids are just extending their hands and they're straight. You always wanna swing at the point of contact with your elbows the way that it started. Same distance back here, coming in, they're at the same distance when you make the point of contact. A lot of kids stop Right when they hit the ball, they stop right there. All that creates is a little dribbler. That's an easy out in the infield. You want to finish your swing. And I always tell kids, swing angry. Make sure you breathe and swing the ball like you're really angry. So when you're in your stance, getting ready, you're low, stride, hand in, point of contact, finish up here. I always tell kids, wrap the bat around your neck, all right? You don't want to twist your wrist over like this. You don't want to flicker the bat as you're hitting it. You want to finish high. You come in, finish high. And your hips is going to do all the movement to get you to that power. So just remember, hips with your hands following, point of contact, hand is still tight, you're watching the ball, and you're finishing high. A lot of kids will do this, and you see their back ending here, or many times, you'll see a kid swing one-handed, where they're coming in like this, they make the point of contact, and then they let go, and then they stop right here. All right, they're not finishing back here. When you're using two hands, it helps you finish all the way through. And it gives you better control of that point of contact. So right now I'm in my stance. My hands are back here. As I'm moving, my head and hands, they stay there. My body will move. All the way, my hands won't move until I start turning my hips. So I'm coming in, I'm turning my hips. Knob is following. Right here, finishing up, and a nice contact, nice hard hit, and you keep practicing that. Now, one thing I want to remind you, I'm explaining it and breaking it down into stance, load, stride, your launcher position going into the point of contact, but that don't mean you want to do it in steps where it looks robotic. Remember, the art of hitting is a nice timing rhythm, smooth rhythm that it goes fluid. So what I'll do is, I'll show you a quick hit. You're coming in, and there you go. Don't want to hit it too hard since we're indoors. Once again, you want to be in your stance, you want to be comfortable, athletically. Remember, you can use your bat to know how far your stance should be. Hands stay back here. Elbow is going to be tucked in tight. Low, stride. Make sure you got that form. Point of contact where your elbow is tight to your stomach. And swing to the top side. Try to record yourself. That way you can see yourself in your swings and catching any mistakes you make. Because it's a great way of knowing what bad habits you're forming. Are your knees firm in the front? Is your back knee bent? Are you hitting in an athletic stance where you're down here instead of just hitting straight up like this? Are your hands extended? You want to avoid those bad habits. So always film yourself or have somebody watch you to see if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. You can also send those videos in where I can tell you if you're doing it right or wrong. So just remember, your stance is all up to you where you're comfortable, but it's always a timing mechanism when you're getting into your swing. You're breathing out, point of contact to the barrel of the bat, and finishing up here. I hope you enjoy this video for the art of hitting, getting your fundamentals, and please, you can ask any questions, send them down to me. Send me a video. We'll put it on our next Saturday where you can see yourself. Other kids will see you and I can explain the rights and wrong of what you're doing and how you're gonna correct them. I hope you enjoyed this week's segment, and keep watching, keep subscribing, leave comments, and I'll see you next week.